She's black and vocal, vocal, vocal. She's black and vocal as fuck, vocal. She's black and vocal, vocal, vocal. She's black and vocal as fuck, vocal, vocal as fuck.
Welcome to Black and Vocal as Fuck. It's your girl, Soul Sister. But today I am in costume and I am Sister Mary Jane. Mary Jane. Yeah, y'all know that song. Today we are having a super dope fucking show. Black Erotica is our topic, and we gonna get into some shit with some people, and I promise y'all are going to enjoy it. However, before we start, because it's actually Halloween, but I'm sure y'all don't care if it's Halloween or not. But Sister Mary Jane has brought communion for our guests. So we've got some crackers and we have some infused wine.
Thank you, Sister Mary.
Thank you, Sister Mary Jane.
Take one of these dry ass crackers too.
Because they are super dry.
It's gonna dry your whole mouth out. Y'all ready? When last time y'all been to church?
Ooh.
Mother's Day for my mother.
A 23?
Of
Oh,
23.
you're good. What about you?
I can't.
You can't remember?
I can't remember.
I ain't been to church. It's been a long ass time. Are y'all Christian?
And if you're asking about communion, that's been years.
Are you a Baptist?
Once upon a time.
Huh?
Once upon
Once upon a time?
Once upon a time.
Today, what are you?
I'm to Miss Tease Me Pink today.
Miss Tease Me Pink. Okay. Okay, what are you?
I was raised uber religious, super duper religious, and now I just consider myself the quintessential spiritual.
You guys are going to have to use Google during this podcast today because my friend here uses words nobody fucking knows what they mean.
Quintessential!
I don't know that shit. I went to public school.
Me too.
Okay, so my bad, y'all. This is all fucked up because y'all don't even know who's on the show. But we about to take this communion.
Do we
do it like
toast?
shots?
I know, do you
Y'all,
toast
we are
communion?
fucking heathens. Do you do the bread,
This is
the body?
This is the blood of Christ. This is
The
the body
blood,
of Christ.
the body.
Which one is first?
I think we should take the body first because the body is dry, and then
Yes,
we'll use
let's
the
do
blood
that.
to.
Let's do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
The
Wait,
whole
You have
cracker.
to say something. No,
What
you
are
can
we
just take
saying?
a piece. I don't know.
You've been to church this year.
That is true, but I have not taken communion, so I'm gonna say to the black bodies.
To the black bodies.
Okay, and then I guess we. Oh,
Take the head.
she hungry. Sister Mary
Is this
Jane.
the semen?
I'm not.
This
gonna
is
do
the
that.
semen,
I'm
guys.
not. Okay, but we can't toast
Oh,
communion.
my bad.
Oh, shoot.
This is.
Got some heathens
Look,
up here.
it's to the blood from which all of us come. If women did not bleed, we would not be here.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, ma'am.
That's why she on my show, y'all. But who is she? Who are you, ma'am?
My name is Rayla. I am an author, a friend, a wife, a mother, and an entertainer extraordinaire. I think that I'm invited today because we get along so well and we are always shenanigans again and again. But I also wrote an erotic novel called Nikki Chronicles. So I think that's why you invited me to today's show. But yeah, that's me. I'm Rayla.
I can't wait to figure out who the fuck Nikki is and why she got a chronicle. Who is you, ma'am?
I am Tisha. Most know me as Miss Tease because of my online adult toy store called Tease Me Pink. I've had this online toy store for about 9 years. And yeah, I'm a kink educator. I am a vulva pusher.
What is a vulva?
Vulva Pleasure
You know, the thing between your legs.
A vagina?
A vagina.
So why not just call it pussy pusher?
Okay, we can do that too.
Because you can't put that on a...
Website? Clearly you ain't been on triplex.com. You can put that on a website.
Well, you can put it on the
Pushy,
website, but what if I
pushy,
wanted to hire her as an educator for an organization? I'm not
Right.
going to put the pussy pleasurer on my invoice.
If you're
But I
educating
put the
people
vulva.
about pussy,
An
they
intimacy
know they
coach.
got a pussy?
An intimacy coach.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
intimacy coach.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I got two freaky.
That's Nikki. That's not me.
I got freaks of the industry in the house today for episode 3. By the way, we had episode 1 and 2, of course, since we on 3. If y'all haven't seen that, be sure to click the videos and take a look at those. But today we're gonna get into this. So, tease me pink. What's so special about the color pink?
Well, the pinky's the pussy's pink.
Oh shit! Oh, now it's a pussy. It ain't a vulva no more.
I mean,
Goddamn, that was
on,
fast.
who you talk to.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So the pussy's pink.
Tease me
Oh,
pink
smart.
is what I came up with.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to be. Well, I'm sure everybody likes to be teased and pleased. So that's why I came up with.
I don't like. Don't fucking tease me.
Yeah, I was
Either
gonna
you
say,
getting
I
it,
don't
or you giving it to me, or you ain't.
You know, like a little foreplay.
Yeah, it depends.
See, everybody's different. That's the beauty of it.
Yes, everybody's different.
Okay, tease me pink. So you've had this online toy store for 9 years. What even made you want to start an online
Because
toy
I'm
store?
a very freaky girl.
And you don't take home the mother.
First you get a name. Don't get me started because you know I know that's
Then
right.
you get some brain in the magazine and the
Yes, very freaky girl. So.
Okay. Or is
Goodness
like
waste
freak
them.
hereditary, you think?
Yeah, I get it from my mother for real.
Your mama's freak too?
She was hosting these parties
Miss
back
Kim,
in the day.
are you watching the show?
Oh,
I
I'm help Miss
apologize.
Kim watch this. Yes, ma'am.
So
I learned from the
used to,
best.
so your mom used to host, like, what did they call them back in the day? Hen parties?
Passion parties.
Passion parties.
parties.
Okay.
That's
back
right.
in the day.
Okay, so your mama was a freak, now you're a freak.
Yes.
So you wanted to monetize your freakiness, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how'd you get started?
I just happened to look on Google is your friend. Google is my friend, and came upon affiliate site, and
Okay.
I just signed up and came up with Tease Me Pink, and been rocking with it.
Okay, so clearly we've been teased. What is this? What I don't.
So
That's a plug in your butt. I think.
yes, this
That
is a
one
butt
too.
plug. I tell people if they want to start, with
If they have
anal,
virgin asses,
yes,
you got a
wanna
virgin
do-
ass, start small.
ass play. We call it ass play. Start off small, So this
So
is
I got a question.
and this is
Did we say this was explicit content? If not, we're saying it now. So,
Mark it that way.
so most people don't put shit in their ass, right?
no.
What do you mean most people?
They don't. But they have to
You
be
think all people put
introduced
shit in their ass?
to
I don't
it.
think all people, but I think saying most might not be true.
Okay, so some people don't put shit in their ass.
Not
So,
really shit. Toys in their ass.
Huh? But I always thought that I would just start boo-booing.
Huh?
Just from the insertion?
Yes. Just imagine. I don't know how many.
To let the intimacy coach talk to you.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I'm just
basically,
saying,
you would
like, how do
get
you?
all that out before.
So you go to the bathroom before you
Yes.
start. But what if it don't come out?
Well, then that's not the time.
Is
to
that
play.
is that a thing that can happen though?
I'm sure it can.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Especially if you're using the anal beads.
Okay, so this is the beginning, but
Yeah.
So if you're a
So-
virgin ass, you got a virgin ass, you need to start small.
Start small.
Of course, it's pink.
And then we can go with the anal beads.
Okay.
So this is, if you want to start here and then graduate.
So
to
this is the end, and that's the beginning.
Yeah, so you can put this in, start small until you go to the bigger
So is
end.
this like in a session, or is this like within some days, some weeks? Like
I mean,
when do you graduate
session-
to the next ball?
when you're very comfortable doing these type of things.
Okay.
So yeah, start off small, and then graduate, and then it become like a penetration.
Okay.
So you're penetrating.
Why are you putting that near my mouth? You just kind of
I
like
mean,
going
it has
back
not
and
been
forth.
used demonstration
Oh,
purposes.
okay. Just checking. So, but you don't put like you don't start this way and then this just be hanging
Yes,
out your butt.
you
So you
can.
can pull it out.
Yeah, so this is where your finger is going to be at. So yeah, you're putting this in, and you're holding on to this.
But
Or
you probably
you can-
don't do it to yourself. Somebody has to help you, or
Yeah,
no?
I mean, you can do it to yourself if you want to. Just like if you want to penetrate yourself with a toy.
Dear Heavenly Father.
I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
doing
So I have my Bible. I just knew today was gonna get freaky as fuck, and then I got my holy water because I might have to lay hands on them because I thought I was nasty. But okay, so what else?
You are.
So vibration. We'll start with the vibration.
you gonna
Yeah, because we're gonna go.
Oh, okay, we're gonna go in
this
order.
is-
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody wants a little vibration. So on their clit.
Do
So,
we?
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, it's good to have a little extra excitement, enhancement.
So that's a remote.
Yeah, it's remote. This is a bullet. It goes on your clit.
And And so you can control it or somebody else can
Yeah, it's
control
got
it.
like 10 different speeds on it.
What is the crack pipe?
It's not a crack pipe. So this is a glass dildo.
God damn.
Some people can put it in the freezer. It depends on what kind of sensation you
It's
want.
got veins.
Yeah, it's supposed to imitate.
Ribbed for your pleasure.
A penis? That seems like
It's
a lot of work.
It's a dildo. It's not gonna.
It's a dildo.
It's not a vibration.
It's
dildo.
not a vibration. Okay.
This on here that we have. This is. It's called a bunny rabbit.
I've heard of those before.
Yes. So this is for the puss right here.
Okay.
It sucks, hence why I can hold on to my finger.
Okay.
Well,
God
it
damn
can. It can. And then this has different speeds on it. And I tell people, you know, when you're wanting to buy sex toys or get into the sex toy business or whatever, just make sure you're getting 100% silicone. This is good for our vaginas.
So
Don't
what
hold
is
bacteria.
what about the glass?
The glass is good too. But, you know, some toys are made with plastic and we don't need plastic.
No plastic
No
in your
plastic.
pussy. Okay.
Make sure it's 100% silicone. Yeah.
Okay.
And just buy from you. Really?
Hell yeah. You know, I can give you what you need.
TeaseMePink.com got everything you need. This
TeaseMePink.com.
is just a small portion of what she offers.
Yes.
So, do you have children?
Yes. And they do know about my business.
Yo kids know
My
you
boys.
a freak.
Yes.
Okay. Do they have any thoughts? Like, does it matter? Are they like mama grown?
Yeah,
However.
they're like, okay, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, everything ain't for everybody. So we gonna pause on the toys because we wanna talk a little bit to.
I have questions too.
Okay, well let me. You know, every time I have a show, y'all, I don't really get to run my shit. So
I watch every
every
episode, and we always
somebody takes over. So you know, but I'm pretty free. Let's have her. I don't know. Miss Sister Mary Jane is starting to get a little warm, y'all.
Oh,
Okay.
your
So,
fans.
Rayla, what kind of
Little
question?
heat
Yeah,
up in
and
here.
then everybody is over the age of 40. So, this is my donation to them. We got some fans.
I personally don't appreciate the insinuation.
Just a minute ago, she was talking about being premenopausal. Y'all, she's fucking lying.
That's why you can't tell people
What's
nothing.
your questions, girl?
My question is about for people that this is really in response to your thing about most people don't do anal play. I'm curious as to like the people that buy that you maybe wouldn't expect, whatever that even means. Like, what does wouldn't expect mean? Like, you said you were in the church before. Like, do you have church members that have been to your or came to your party?
I mean, I've sold to older people. I've sold to church people. I mean, it just depends on your level, your freak level, like what you want to bring to your bedroom, your experience.
Is it like a questionnaire you can decide like what your freak level is?
So when people, when I tell people that I
Yes,
have an
no,
adult
maybe.
toy store, they're like, oh, well, I'm into this, or I want my wife to have this, or I need my husband to be this, so I recommend stuff. And first of all, it starts with communication. So if nobody's communicating, then we're not enjoying.
We talk about communication on every single one of my shows.
Because that's important.
So it's
It is
important
so
to tell your partner
important.
what you like and what you don't like.
Yes, what you want. I mean, I've had men come to me and say, how do I get my wife, who isn't to church, be more freakier? Like, it starts somewhere.
Prayer.
Somebody needs to bring up that conversation. We can start small and we can work our way up,
So what makes you, is it like a vulva pleasure class on
Ooh, that's
Google that you certified? Just like, who are you? Who
I-
God and made you the pussy pleaser?
I
Like,
mean,
how does that
I
work?
consider myself a guru.
Okay,
So
a
I've
guru.
done enough studying myself. And then-
Literal or
Yeah,
figuratively?
no, just really, studying about adult toys, about adult sex, real sex. How about that back in the day?
I remember that show.
It
HBO.
goes way
Some
back.
old bitches, y'all. They some old bitches.
Yes, but no, just studying it up on, pleasuring and couples and.
So do you, what do you play? Like, how do you, you read, okay, so that doesn't, like, is the education
Excuse
piece-
you, reading is. I'm just kidding.
That's
I'm just-
important, but then when do you apply your readings?
I mean, I've had some little sessions.
Some sessions.
Yeah.
So, literally just to figure out if this works or that works. Like, when you
this
get your
has
toys,
worked.
do you,
I have played, not with these toys here. I mean, maybe a couple of them, but
But do you test out all the toys you sell?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can actually vouch for their effectiveness.
Enjoyment and pleasure.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So somebody wants to buy a toy, cool, teasemepink.com. We're going to put the website here for you guys to explore. But what if someone needs an intimate coach? Like, do you have a couch?
That was gonna be my
Do you have a bed? Like, is it a session? Like, how does that
No,
work?
we talk. Usually it's a session through phone conversation. We can do meetups. I just had one a couple days ago.
Oh,
Actually.
did you? Huh, okay. I didn't know about
Yes,
that. Okay. So, they
No,
just-
you know, friends reach out, people reach out. So, yeah, I coach them.
So last show we had a guy. What up, Murph? We had a guy on our.
Oh man.
We had a guy who was the pussy connoisseur because he had a belt for pussy eating.
He brought the belt to the
Check
pod.
out episode 2 for Black and ethical non-monogamous as fuck. But so he was the pussy connoisseur. He had a belt. Like, what's your belt? Do you have a belt? Like, what's your
goat status.
what's your pride? Like, what signifies you and your level of education and knowledge about this particular topic?
Just like I said, just knowing my craft, my business.
No, is knowing
I don't have a belt now.
is knowing your body
Unless you want to buy one, okay?
Right. But no, you have to be in tune with your body. So, you know, just knowing what you like and what you enjoy.
So I think it's funny. We talked about it on the last show again. Like, I think I was probably past 30 when I came for the first time. Like, I enjoyed sex, but I had never come. So some people associate the orgasm with the pleasure. Some people have never had the orgasm, so don't know to do that. What would you recommend to a woman who's telling you that they have never had an orgasm? Like, how do you get in tune with your body that way?
It starts with self-pleasure. Because, I mean, you have to know what pleases you, what's going to get you to come. Whether it's your hands,
Why'd you
your
say that
fingers.
so sexually?
Because
I liked it. I personally really enjoyed it.
Like midnight love, come.
to come, yeah. So, I mean, it starts with self. So, self-pleasuring yourself.
So masturbating.
Masturbating.
For those who
yeah.
don't know what self-pleasure means.
Masturbating with a hand, you know, your hands, your fingers, grab a toy, vibration, but yeah.
Okay. So women, if you haven't had an orgasm, I would say I feel sorry for you, but sometimes it's just about lack of education.
Lack of education and lack of trying to figure out what pleases you. I mean, are you really down there trying to, but or worse, get yourself off.
Right.
And then
Yeah,
some
'cause
men,
you have
that's
to
not
get
their
to
goal.
know your puss, your vulva, your clit, all of that, your pleasure,
Your vagina.
all of it.
There's so much wrapped up in patriarchy with that too, and you know how I'm gonna get on my soapbox.
Patriarchy, guys. Google that.
Well, you actually really should. I think that this country was founded by men. The laws are geared towards men. Much of what we do is geared towards men, including sexuality. And so even pornography is geared. I mean, now there's more of a movement towards women-produced pornography and like women-led.
OnlyFans.
But even sometimes women will play with themselves for the gaze of a man or for the gaze of their partner, and not
For
necessarily
the pleasure to
self-pleasure.
pleasure your partner and not yourself.
Bingo.
Because men do like seeing women play with themselves.
Right. But can they really see the difference between I'm doing this performatively, I'm doing this as a performance, or I'm doing this because it makes me feel good?
I can honestly say anytime someone's like, hey, y'all play with shit, I'm like, okay, whatever you say. Like, that didn't mean I came when I did it.
Right.
That meant he was getting off on it. So the main goal was for him to get off.
Right.
Not for me to orgasm from it.
Right.
So women, you have to get to know your body. And then be selfish.
Right.
Like, because you want to please your partner. Let's go there. Sorry. You want to please your partner, but if you don't know, like she said, what makes yourself happy, then how are you actually pleasing them?
Right. Exactly.
Okay, cool. You got any more questions, host?
Well, yeah, I don't know if you're going to delve back into the intimacy coach part, so I can wait and if you're going to go back there. If not, then I would like to go deeper into that.
Go deep.
We
Go
go
deep.
deep,
Right.
and
Go
we
deep.
don't get no
Deep.
sleep.
Make it hit my, like, it be in my back, like, just
Like,
Okay.
have you seen those memes? Like the guy is crying, and it's like when she says "go deeper," but I don't have nothing else.
Going on deeper.
Oh, poor
Oh,
little
that
Ting
reminds
Ting.
me of Nikki Chronicles.
Oh, poor. We cannot. Don't reveal.
Okay, we're not gonna.
It's a big reveal. There's a.
But I do want you. Like, are you?
I can talk about it.
Okay, yeah, okay. But
it's related actually to
Okay.
the intimacy coach part, because I think having grown up in church, as we mentioned, like I don't know what boys were taught when they were separated from girls, but we were taught to be virginal and pure until the day we got married.
and then there were no teachings after that.
That was it. You keep your legs closed until you get married. So there was no, you can pleasure yourself. I think there's even parts of scripture that it was discouraged to pleasure yourself. So then, you have all of that. Growing up in the Midwest, I think it's a very heavily religious part of the country. And so you have all of this baggage you have to unpack to know how to pleasure yourself and to do what makes you feel good.
Have you always masturbated?
No.
When did you start? Or what made you think it was okay?
I mean, I'm sure as a kid, yeah, but
You masturbated as a kid?
yes.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I
And
did
I
not,
used
but I
to
know
be,
friends that were in
yes.
the room, locked up.
And anyways.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna go there.
Like,
So
that's not
you've
my
always
business.
been very sexual. And I
Yes.
feel like I have been. The reason I didn't masturbate because I would always be like, I want some dick. I want a body. I want a human. I don't want no fucking crack pipe. I don't want
I
no
know
but
you
like
lying.
I want
The experience
The
of another
physical.
person.
right. And then I was like, what the fuck is that shit gonna do? Back in the day, it wasn't no USB port. You had to have
Oh,
batteries
man.
on deck.
And the little bitty watch batteries. Those are the worst.
Listen, so it was a whole situation, but I didn't even I was like, I bought my first vibrator probably when I was maybe 25 or something, but I didn't really use
She's
it.
like, I can't.
At 18, I was knocking on Priscilla door.
Oh.
Let me in. Let me
They
in.
call Cirillas now. They used to be
Yes.
Priscillas.
Yes.
Because you had to be 18 in it?
Yep.
Oh,
To
shit.
get in there, yep.
Have you always masturbated?
No, I didn't start till after college. But I was also a virgin until I was 20. I was a junior in college. So there's a lot of
I was a virgin until I was 19.
yeah.
We can't hear you. You got to speak up into the penis.
Okay. I said I was a virgin until I was 19.
I won't tell y'all when I lost my virginity because then I would just look like a whore.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Okay, so.
But you don't need to share that with your audience should you
I mean,
want
I
to.
feel like
but
my audience, and it's crazy because since I started this, people be like, I really get to, kind of get, a look into you because people have these perceptions of me. They think I'm crazy.
well,
Who cares?
That has not been proven
However,
otherwise.
what did you just say?
Nothing.
No, before that, you were leading me somewhere.
I was leading you to, if we have not, and for me, not masturbating, and you not masturbating, not seeing the joy in what these things can bring you, is like, why did we wait so long? What were the reasons behind the wait?
Okay, no, it was something else.
It was about the bodies, I think.
The bodies.
But I'll talk to you about that off.
Wait, which bodies?
When you said I would, she said, why would I want to pleasure myself when I want a human?
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
bingo,
and
there
there was
we go.
something there, but
Body counts. That we're not gonna get into specifics, but what I said was, if I talk about when I lost my virginity, I look like a whore. I believe that based on the fact that we weren't supposed to have sex, and I went to church when I was a kid, but I ain't never read this thing back and forth. Like I think I know Psalms.
that's all right,
What's
honey.
the
That's
one?
all
What's
right.
one
That's
about
all right.
Blessed is the Lord. And
That's all right.
What's
The
which
23rd
one's that?
Psalms,
Yeah,
Our Father who art in heaven.
Yeah, I know that one.
Some nun, you are. What kind of nun?
So I said that to say,
We got her choked up. Religion plays
there was
such
no
a big part.
education.
Yeah.
We didn't have sex education classes. We didn't have it.
Or even sex pleasure classes, which are different to me.
because you weren't. First of all, you weren't supposed to have sex.
Right.
So other than your parents telling you not to have sex, your parents didn't really tell you to, as a woman, have it safe because you weren't supposed to have it. So they didn't acknowledge what would you do if you did. I think when I asked to get on birth control after I started fucking, I was like, Mama, I heard it clear up my acne.
She gave you the look. She knew.
I ain't had not a bump in sight. But my mama knew because she put me on birth control. But it was just, you couldn't talk about it. So when we graduated and got to college or got in real world, we were fucking, but we didn't know nothing.
Nobody educated us.
Like, we weren't like...
And it's different for men, I feel like, because they're like, yeah, man, he knocking them. It's celebrated for a man to be having sex.
But for women, you're just being a whore. Mm-hmm. So that's really kind of what I wanted to talk about, like the stigma behind what happens with a woman in sex versus what happens with a man in sex. Why is it, and going back to the patriarchal society, why is it okay for me to be sexually liberated and have sex with whoever the fuck I want to, but it's celebrated as a man? So why do you think that is?
I think you need a whole podcast devoted to that topic. However, you know, people that know me and are close to me, they get tired of me talking about capitalism and the patriarchy and how capitalism is rooted in white supremacy. Okay. And so white supremacy is based in European standards of sexuality and purity. And so that's why when you bring slaves over to this country, the white women that live in this house do not have sex other than to have children. That's why the slaves were raped over and over again. So it's like you have this man with these urges, but he has to uphold his wife on this pedestal that she cannot be sexual because sex is dirty. But I can go have it with these women out here.
Because they're my slaves and we need to have children.
And I also just need to have sex. I need to be pleasured. Not even assuming that his wife would also like to be
do
pleasured.
The same. Mm-hmm. Oh, touche. Huh. What do you think about that, Tish? What do you think about the whole stigma associated with women in sex versus men in sex?
I don't like it.
Period.
Why don't you like it?
Because at the end of the day, it's all about. I'm not gonna say it. It's
selfish
to say, but it is
pleasure.
because it is. It's about pleasure, and I truly feel if the woman's not getting off, then it's not sex.
What's it called?
Well, then my body count go down a lot.
I mean,
we gonna take them
crazy though. That's the problem.
My notches on my belt got a whole.
The cum box. We're not just the cum box. Mm-hmm. Sorry to say, we're not.
But that's what I mean. A man coming, and then that's another thing too. Like, you know when a man comes, like you know, there's visible, like you know, but women not so much.
Right.
So that's why probably acting and faking orgasms is so much easier.
Because some most think that it's about the penetration. It's not always about the penetration.
Right, and that's why I said that's why I didn't orgasm. It took me so long because I wanted to have sex. I didn't even really know what it consisted of because nobody talked to me about it. Mm-hmm. I couldn't be like, Mama, I'm ready to fuck. What should I do? Mm-hmm. I wasn't supposed to be fucking.
Right.
I don't know that my friends really knew much either. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like the blind leading the blind. So you're doing it just to do it. And surprisingly, I'm not sure how, but I did find pleasure in penetration only.
Well, I have two thoughts.
Okay.
At the same time. The first one is, if we were able to talk freely about sex, then it would be more about the intimacy, which is the intimacy coach isn't about D&P or P&P or D&D. It's like, where's the
what
intimacy?
What about PP and P?
Penis and penis, penis and vagina.
What about VV and V?
It wasn't. Intimacy can be about that, but for you, these are the two separate thoughts. One is, you said, I wanted a body. There's cuddling that can happen. You don't have to have sex, but because everybody at that age is so horny, their hormones are going out of control. You're like, well, if they hold me, I think I want to have sex. When really you might have benefited from literally
just being held.
From being held or even sexually stimulated. There are so many other things you can do besides DNP.
Well, right. I mean, we'd be in the movie theaters getting fingered and shit.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, we have foreplay,
right.
I guess.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that, but yes.
The intimacy.
There's intimacy in things other than sexual activity that can bring you not only to like emotional climax, like physical. You can be physically
climactic?
Yeah, well, climactic. I don't know.
No.
You can reach your climax in other ways.
So
you don't find that out until you get older because they don't talk to you about it when you're young.
But
so you have to wait.
You mentioned the emotional attachment to it, but are you trying to fall in love with everybody you was fucking? Like, maybe I don't want to cuddle.
No, but now see, and then there's other things. See, it's a whole podcast.
That's why we're here.
I feel like cuddling and even kiss, there's some things that people feel like are at a level of intimacy that make you in a relationship.
Yeah, kissing used to be one of them.
Right.
Head used to be a big thing. Like,
right.
Well, a lot of people, when we were younger, a lot of people didn't do it, but the ones that did, like, you got to be my girl. Like, I'm not
because of the power dynamic.
Yes.
It's instead of it seen as let's do things that make us feel good. It's like, how can I get power over this person to do this thing that's taboo? But if nothing is taboo, then
why does it matter? Like you don't spend the night. Like, oh no, you need to get up
you
and
gotta
go
because I'm gonna be attached to you. When really, let's just enjoy what we have right here.
Yeah, that felt good. But then we're so busy trying to create this image that okay, it's just this, and then half the time that didn't work. Like I done fell in love with a nigga. I was like, I just want to fuck you. And that's all.
Dickmatized.
Listen, dick is a very powerful tool, and a lot of men know that, which is why we be fucking. Young, dumb, full of cum. What? Old,
Speak for
dumb,
yourself.
Full of cum. You ain't never did no dumb shit for some dick.
Next question.
Tish, have you ever did some dumb shit for some dick?
For dick and puss.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Hold on, y'all.
With a nun a habit.
We gotta talk about that.
That's your habit.
We're not talking.
Because that's important too. So, what's your sexuality? Bisexual. So that means you like
men and females.
Men and women. Okay. Rayla?
Heteronormative. Pretty vanilla over here.
Why can't you just say heterosexual? Why do you say heteronormative?
Because it's like cisgendered heteronormative means that I was born a woman and I'm attracted to men.
I thought it was just
I identify as a
I thought it was straight. That's what I thought it was. She's always making shit
straight.
Difficult, y'all.
You know, with enough drinks, you can get a little wavy. But
well, are you ready for some wine? Since you cleaned out your whole infused lemonade.
Sometimes it's go bent. Sometimes.
Well, I mean, even if it's not acted upon, but there's definitely like, oh my gosh, they're so attractive.
Yeah.
So you've never been with a woman before?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, cool. I'm bisexual, so I like women and men. So just, I guess, keep that in mind as we talk about these different perspectives of life and sex and relationships and things of that nature because it changes. So you did some crazy shit about some pussy and some dick before. Would you like to share?
I forgot what I asked.
Once upon a time in my life.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so did you plead the fifth?
We grew from that. We grew from that.
Wait a minute.
We grew from that.
You
from the crazy.
Got better?
Yes. Yeah, you grow.
Did you?
When you know better, you do better.
I honestly didn't get smart till I probably hit 35. I think that's when I finally quit doing dump. Nah,
I don't know what to say.
Can I tell y'all the craziest shit I did for some
Yes,
dick?
Please.
Are y'all gonna judge me?
Yes.
Never.
Let me take a sip.
See, she ain't here. Yeah, I'm gonna judge you.
Let me touch the Bible too. Y'all, I'm going to hell. I already know it. So
That's
y'all
how
can
I feel
say whatever
too.
y'all want to say about me.
I'm gonna be on the cool part though.
It ain't no cool part of fucking hell.
If we there,
Oh, it's cool. Not
temperature. Not temperature cool.
Okay, y'all. My husband already know this. So
I love a good
it's not a
story.
surprise. Shout out to my husband who's running this shit behind the scenes. Hi, baby. He just rolled his eyes at me, y'all. So for dick, was I in love? I wasn't in love. So a guy that I used to have sex with, like literally, like in high school, like he was just so fly to me. So he was in the streets because we was dumb as fuck and we didn't like the nerd, straight, working type of niggas. We wanted somebody that was selling drugs. Anywho, so this guy, he went to jail and I really liked him. So I would go visit him and everything, but he was in a very low security situation.
Where is this going?
He was just like, hey, he had a cell phone that he could be on, not as openly as they do now, but he was just like, hey, these people here, they be pulling up and then they be going down to the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. And I was like, how the fuck can you do that? He's like, they got this little thing where you can just run through, you just pull up and I hop in. And I said, damn.
Conjugal visits.
And when I tell you this was some very good penis, it was some very good penis.
Oh, I bet it was.
But this wasn't conjugal because it wasn't even on site anymore. We would leave the site.
Wow.
I would pull up. He'd hop in the car. So I was like, I'm not a thug. I like thugs, but I wasn't a thug. I was all square nerd ass bitch. I had 4.0. I was top of the class. Right. But it was dick. Like, so I did it. I drove up there. I pulled up. It was like a fucking tunnel. And nigga ran out the tunnel, hopped on, unlocked the door, he hopped in the car, and we went to the motel.
You are lying to me. How have I not known this story? Hand on the Bible. How have I never known this story
Went to the
about you?
hotel. It probably wasn't that good because, you know, it was a lot of pressure. Like, he usually didn't escape out of shit. But he did it, and we did it, and then somebody called him like, hey, bro, they looking for you. He was like, oh, gotta go. So we ran out the hotel, dropped him back off. He ran back through the tunnel. He was in a hole for a while because he got caught, but, yeah. I've always been very sexually liberated. I always used to be like, it's not a hoe, because I'm like a closet hoe. Like, everybody don't know I'm a hoe. I wouldn't fuck with people in my school. Like, I liked older guys. And so it was, I was like, when I started reading Zane, I'm like, that's my bitch. Like, she is on some sexually liberated, I am a woman, this is what the fuck I want, I'm gonna go get this shit. And I was like, I love that shit. And so, yeah, that's the craziest thing I did for some dick.
That's a crazy story.
That was before I really liked puss. So I don't know. I ain't did. Oh Lord, we don't want to talk about that.
That's a whole nother podcast.
On the other side too, for sure. Totally different fucking podcast. I would have went to jail for that shit. But anywho, so Zane, when we were growing up, was a Black erotic author, and she just would talk about like riding a bus and then seeing a nigga she like the fuck, and she go in the alley and fuck him, and I was like, that's crazy. What the fuck is wrong? But I was so excited by it, and I'm like, I don't know that I'm that random.
Right.
However, I do understand that you can just see somebody you're attracted to, and like I would feel like I told myself like I was a man. Like, I thought like a man, I would try to detach my feelings and not be too emotionally wrapped up. But Zane was somebody I actually enjoy reading. So when my wifey here told me she was writing a book, I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. Until she handed me the draft, and I was like, shoot, this bitch was serious.
She was really typing.
She was really fucking serious. And I read that shit, and I'm like, oh my fucking God.
Thank you.
So, what made you even want to write a book? And then how did you choose what type of book you decided to write?
Well, can I first say why you call me wifey? In case people are like, wait a minute.
They already know I'm off the chain, so you can tell them now.
This is I'm going to say why I call you wifey. Cool. It might be different than why you call me wife.
Because I'm really...
We ran an open mic together for about 2 years.
All I need is one mic.
And we talk to each other literally every day, multiple times a day. And this was just such an unexpected friendship for me. And I was like, you're my work wife. And that's how, because I talk to her every single day, even though this was a 1 day a week thing.
Even though this was how many years ago? Because I'm still wife. So,
yeah, she's still wifey.
But as you guys know, I'm polyamorous, so I really am looking for a fucking wife. So, but she's married and her husband's not poly, and I don't think she is either. So it's not gonna work. But even recently, when I posted something on social media about your book, I was like, oh my God, my wife wrote a book. Y'all come out. And somebody inboxed me like, what's going on? And I was like, and we start talking. It's like, oh, so you guys found somebody. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because on social media, everything's literal. Right. So, but no, that's exactly. I was like, no, that's more like, no, really, for sure. But okay, so that's why she's my wife.
And it's the same, work wife. But
we don't even have no job no more, so it's not the same, really.
It's not this, and
oh, don't cry.
I'm not gonna cry here.
Cry afterwards.
I have cried a lot this weekend though, but
are you about to be on your cycle?
No, I just finished.
Girl.
And see, I don't have a cycle no more because they took my coochie a couple years ago, but I still
was
get
at that
all
party.
the indications. I had a rest in peace pussy party.
Yes, you did.
Listen, that shit was lit, and I donated a whole bunch of feminine products to women's shelter.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, but I ain't got no coochie no more, so I don't bleed no more.
You still have a coochie?
Yeah. The jury's still out on that.
I'm sure your husband knows.
He be feeling that shit. Okay. What the fuck was we talking about?
To answer your question, I have always had Nikki's story in my mind.
So the book is called Nikki Chronicles.
The book is called Nikki Chronicles. It's available on Amazon, or if you see me around Kansas City, I always keep them things on me. So
them things. I keep things on me, but they different kind of
things
things. Because we at RNA Accessories on 79th and Truth. Anyhow.
Her things is different. That stun gun is amazing, by the way.
When you finally figured out how to work it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Stun gun, you plug it into the wall to charge it. I wasn't pushing the button down all the way. I said, oh. Whoa, I want somebody to come up in here. Come down to RNA accessories. But
I'll let you go.
yeah, I when I graduated from school, I worked there for a year. And that was the year that a friend bought me a vibrator. Because once you work for the university, you can't be fucking the students no more.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So as someone who graduated from that school, I had to then like cut things off. And my friends was like, bitch, you cannot get fired.
Cut things off with wait, rewind.
Oh, I'm
please.
sorry. That's hypothetical.
No, it wasn't no fucking hypothetical. Y'all hear that fucking Usher confessions? I'm confused as fuck. Was you just confused?
I had to cut off sexual relationships. I apologize.
So I want y'all to read between the lines. So y'all know if y'all thought I was a hoe, it's a bunch of hoes up here.
I mean, you know, I don't subscribe to that. I subscribe to whore. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Because we discussed the other day, whores get paid. Okay.
Or a oh no, it is
Slut.
hoe.
No, you can't be a slut. You gotta be a hoe.
Yeah, I'm a hoe. But I'm a fancy one. HEAUX.
You're a fancy one because you got on a black leather halter top.
That too.
Or is it pleather?
It's pleather. Anyway, graduated from there. My friends bought me something to help with the cravings because I could no longer call on. Even though I was in the same small town, I'm like, no, I can't even risk losing my job over that. It's sad.
So what were you
in the
doing?
box. It's sad in the box.
No, working. You said working.
Oh, I
What was
worked
your
there
job?
for a year. Oh, so once I graduated,
She's
I-
leaving
That was
so
not
much
fucking
out.
Because you worked there.
oh yeah, I guess I should say it in order. But I said once I graduated from college, I worked at the place that I
You
graduated
did not say
from.
that part.
I heard.
Run it back.
Shut up. I'm a Virgo. I hate being fucking wrong.
Listen, I graduated from college. I got offered a job to work there,
Okay.
so I was a part of the staff.
Gotcha.
And as on the contract, it says to have limited contact with students outside of
Oh,
because
okay.
it's such a small town. I know it happens, but whatever. So I couldn't lose my job, and I couldn't let down my boss, who I really, really love. So they bought me a toy, and it sat in the box the whole entire year I worked there.
Okay.
Because I would
Like
take
the
it out.
dust.
I would look at it, and I would be
Collect the dust.
overwhelmed, and I would just put it back.
So at this point, you still work? No, you weren't.
I hadn't
working.
masturbated yet still. So
Okay.
I'm a college graduate. I had sex for the first time at 20, but I didn't.
And what
But
was
I
your
did-
degree in?
I have a bachelor's degree in vocal performance.
Oh, because she a singer. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Okay.
So yeah, I didn't even masturbate then. Like I'm saying, it took a long time. It took.
So
a
you
long
didn't find
time.
any more dick?
Oh yeah, I found more. Graduated.
Right. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool.
I had to maybe flew a couple people out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
You was a broke college graduate. And you
I had a job, Calvin.
was you? Who's Calvin?
Calvin's got a job. Dave Chappelle. Never mind. It's a Dave Chappelle reference.
I
Okay.
knew.
Calvin's got a job.
Y'all, ADD is real.
Oh, and the commercial. They were McDonald's commercials. His
ADD
name was
is
really
real.
Calvin. Okay. But
So you
once I
never
graduated from college, and then I worked there, and then I moved to Orlando, where I met my first exotic dancer because I had a weird work schedule, along with the same kind of work schedule they had, and so I ended up meeting several exotic dancers. And at that time, coming from the Midwest, my idea of what a stripper does is you're a stripper, and that's what you are. Once I met these women and saw the totality of like who they are, it's like these are mothers, sisters, wives,
Students.
I didn't know you
students.
lived in Florida.
Yeah, I lived in Orlando for a year.
Oh,
Well, look at
that's
us both
what's up.
finding stuff out.
What'd you find out about me? Oh, my bad. Never mind.
So yeah, when I met them and then moved away to New York, and somehow
She's an
just
international hoe.
well, national at least. And so, oh wait, let me think. International. But no, the point is that finding out that just because you are a sex worker, that is not everything about who you are, and there's just
Define
more
you.
to you.
It doesn't
That's really the seed from which Nikki comes from.
But are exotic dancers even considered sex workers if they're only dancing, or
Yes.
if that goes in because they just put them into a classification?
And if a journalist wrote a story about it, they would say sex worker, whatever.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
So you really don't know anybody named Nikki that's an exotic dancer?
I do not.
Okay, so this is based on a true story.
It is not.
It is not.
You said, "Do you know anybody?" I said no.
But no, but outside of the name.
No, it is a here's a word, amalgamation.
Google that. Google
Is
it.
that in the Bible? Is it in Revelation?
It's a combination of people's features, personalities, stories from different people. So it's not based on a true story, but it definitely has its seed in all these women that I had the pleasure of meeting, and then like compiling stories from friends and things like that.
So did you have to like talk to them before you wrote the book?
No, because it's not someone's exact story.
Not super literal.
It's like
You
fictional.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, girl, did I tell you I fucked the nigga in the bathroom? And then it might translate into this whole my imagination is off the
Listen,
chain.
y'all
Right.
gotta read
So
this
then
book.
I take that one statement that somebody said, and then I'll make a whole story out of that one sentence. So there's not really a need for that.
So your experiences in Orlando, Florida, just meeting. So I think you skipped a part. Like, how did you meet a?
So I
dancer?
I went to school called Full Sail. It's a recording arts
Oh
school.
yeah, I remember.
And
No, I don't remember. I just know what school that is.
exactly.
Okay, cool.
So the hours back when I don't think it's that way anymore, but we had classes we could have a class at 1 a.m, because there was a room that everybody had to go through, and it was one room and it's slotted out. And the whole school in our program had to go through it.
Okay.
So there's somebody from 1 to 3, and then there's another class from 3 to 5. It stayed open 24 hours a day.
So you was up late.
I was up late all the time. And then I might have to be in class at 11. Like, it was a very crazy schedule, and there was someone there that was actually dancing.
So they were in your class. Mm-hmm. So you didn't go to the strip club and meet them.
Oh, eventually. Oh, no, I didn't. That wasn't my thing. Like, I'm going to the strip club to meet.
And then I just befriended. Because I was about to say, y'all can't figure out the answer to her other question based on that. But maybe not. Okay.
So, no, I met her in a academic setting.
Which is why you were able to understand that
She's a whole
everybody's doing
person.
it for a different reason. And it's just not these women who just shaking their ass for $1.
Right.
They doing it to make $1.
And some people are just shaking ass for $1, and some people are not. But even the people that are, and this is what makes me. My husband hates when I say this. I don't see a lot of things that are black and white. I see so much gray in the middle, because people aren't just one thing.
Everything. I feel like there's not a black and white. Like, there's always an in the middle. Like,
Has to be.
Yeah, because it's just different people's opinions, their perspectives, their life stories, their
Exceptions to the
background, their
rule.
experiences.
Right.
Yeah, so it makes it. So essentially, you were having this experience meeting these people. Shocked because did you yourself think that strippers were? You just.
I don't. If I'm being honest, I think my upbringing led me to believe that anyone that does anything sexual for money is the scum of
A
the
bad
earth.
person.
Like, I don't.
So
wanna
you
say-
already had preconceived notions about
Right.
what this person was,
Right.
But then you got to know them
because
so.
I knew her not. If I met her that way first, I'm a friendly person, so I'm gonna befriend anyone. But I don't know if I would have had preconceived notions. Like
Okay,
her, just
so
like you
you're
said.
meeting her and you're getting to know these things. But this book wasn't written then.
No, not at all.
Okay, so when did you write the book?
I started writing in 2018.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID. I started writing in 2018. I've always had the idea, and I got pregnant in 2019, and I was like, oh, that's perfect, because during my maternity leave, I can
get some shit
write,
off your
edit. Yeah, I can really get it off. So if you've been around long enough, you know that after 2019 comes 2020. So March 2020, I was 6 months pregnant, and the world shut down, and I was home with all 3 of my children and my husband.
You were not home with all 3 of your children.
Yeah, because Sanaya would come over to go to class, virtual
I'm
class.
talking about Poppy.
Well, he was born in July
okay,
2020.
okay,
Yeah. So, July 2020, I have my baby, and it's 3 kids, one of which is an infant, a husband, and yeah, it was in a small home. So I say that to say the time that would have been devoted to that got pushed all the way on the back burner. So it's 2023. I started writing in 2018. I published in June of 2023.
Damn.
She's like, that's what I was trying to ask you from the beginning.
She's long-winded, deep-throated. So as you were meeting these dancers, that's when you thought you should write a story about it.
No, I have a vivid imagination anyway. I'm an entertainer, so I see things that might not already be there.
Okay.
And I I think it's just hearing the wild stories. But a book didn't. I was like, oh, I should write a book about this. It was never that. I don't know when the idea came to write a book.
To be an author.
Correct. But I've always made up stories in my mind, and I read a lot growing up. But I will tell you, Leandria Mack had a session on.
Shout out to El Mack.
Shout out to her. She had a session during Juneteenth of 2018 about being an author and self-publishing, and I bought her. She had like a booklet on teaching you how to. I bought the booklet, and that was probably her. I will say that what she said in that session really moved me because it wasn't just about writing. It was about creating a legacy for your children. And I had my first child by then, of course. And so I was like, yeah, it's passive income. She's like, if somebody decides to make this into a movie and you have died, your children are going to benefit from that movie or whatever. And so I also really don't want to leave this earth knowing that there are gifts that I didn't use. I want to be completely drained of my tools.
And she gifted as fuck.
I want to be completely.
Why was that laugh so hearty?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to ever feel like, man, I should have done that.
Mm-hmm. So was writing a book easy?
No, it was the opposite. Definitely the opposite. If you're a creative and you have a story, then the story writing is the best part. The editing is the absolute worst. Mm-hmm. It is the worst. It'll almost keep me from doing it again. I mean, I have books 2 and 3 on the way, but
oh shit!
Yeah, exclusive.
Hey, make sure you do that drop.
Yes,
you heard it here first.
Exclusive. So I'm gonna do it, but the editing is so difficult because I hired someone to edit for me, and so she would give me pushback on passages that she just wanted them to be restructured for clarity.
But you, as the creative, didn't want anything to be changed.
So I've had 2 editors. I had one pre-COVID and then I had one post-COVID. So the one post-COVID is the one that actually walked me all the way down and would give me reasons why I might want to change it. And I accepted some of her changes and would make them. Others were simple, like the tense. Is it past tense? Is it present tense? Because you're saying I was here and now you're saying I am here.
So which one is it?
Yeah, so clarifying that, and yeah, then the binding, the font. Like you'll see if you flip through some of these pages, there's text messages. That took about 3 weeks to figure out.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was like, well, I tried to do it this way. It's not going. I'm going to keep trying, because the way that it would show up on Amazon, like a paperback, and the way it would show up as an ebook,
as a
it would have been wrong. Yeah, on a Kindle or whatever, it would have been wrong. So that's really been the most challenging part. But having it down pat, I'm so excited to keep it going and to get all these stories out, because she's doing crazy things. She lives in my head.
Okay, so first of all, can you give like a synopsis of it?
Oh, I should.
Okay, because I'm like,
I'm so glad you asked.
Hope you guys are in your bedroom.
I was about to say,
sorry,
I'm so sorry for the engineer for hitting the table. I apologize.
Get that porn voice.
Meet Nikki,
Yes.
a small town girl with dreams of a bigger life. Working
Girl, speak up.
That's my sexy voice.
Right, I said put on your
working as an intern. Rewind. Okay, so meet Nikki, a small town girl with dreams of a bigger life. Working as an intern for one of the most sought-after fashion brands in the world, she is determined to make a big splash in the industry. Young, smart, beautiful, and easygoing, it's no surprise that no one at her 9-to-5 has a clue that she is a stripper at night. She loves the attention, the fast, non-taxable money. She's focused on nothing but the bag until she meets Darrell, the manager of the club. Darrell appears to be the perfect man, and Nikki quickly starts to think he might be the one. The problem is, his secrets go just as deep as hers. After being forced to face the truth, will their mutual attraction be enough to sustain them, or will Nikki be led into the arms of another man? Find out. Nikki Chronicles right here.
Part 1.
Yeah, volume 1, baby.
Okay, I see a warning on there too. What's the warning?
Warning,
I
this
just
book
saw the
is hot. Proceed with caution.
Yes, I love it.
Because I don't want anyone saying, well, I wasn't sure what was going to be in there. No, we're talking about veiny dicks and
women that y'all
you would think.
Crack pipe, 'cause
It's not a crack.
That's what made me say it. That's what made me say
I have nothing against people who smoke crack, guys. When writing this book, editing, getting everything together, what part did your children play in it? Would this have been a simpler process if you were single?
Oh my God. That sounds so terrible, but hell yeah.
Nothing against her children.
Right.
She loves them. But no, I'm saying, did having to juggle motherhood and wife and work and all that, what part did that play in the length of time it took or the patience it took?
Yeah. When I was younger and I would hear such and such did this and they're a mother, I'm like, so what? Everybody's a mother. I didn't understand as a child hearing these things until you understand the amount of emotional and like mental space you need to hold for not only your children and their emotions and their activities and their physicals and their doctor's appointments and all the things. And so having to care for these beautiful legacies of mine definitely delayed the process.
Okay.
Delayed because when I
Fuck
first
them
moved
kids.
to Kansas City, honey, I was in a studio downtown. That's when, and this was
She
what
had a cat.
I had a cat. I
What was his
loved
name?
it. Swayze.
Swayze, I remember Swayze.
We called him Patrick Swayze because he used to just disappear. We didn't know where he was. So ghost. Anyway, that's for all the old bitches out there. So, but yeah, when I think back, and this is what I mean about like when I stand at the pearly gates or whichever gates.
You're not going upstairs.
Listen,
baby.
when I stand there, I don't want somebody to say, "Man, why didn't you do all of these things?" This is something I should have started when I was single. I would be, and that's the thing
But
that
you
you
was
tell.
outside.
No, I mean I wasn't necessarily outside, but even when I moved to Kansas City, I was hosting an event every Monday for like, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I had a platform that I could have been already hood famous from selling books and going places and hosting events and that's something I should have been doing. So anybody watching this that's young and you're delaying something that you want to do, don't delay it.
Or old,
Yeah,
not
I
just
said
young,
or
old
old.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm old. But I'm
fuck.
saying when you think back about the time that you had that you didn't even realize you had, you're like, I could have been all these things. Don't delay. Do not delay your dream. Whatever it is, go for it. Do whatever needs to be done to get to it.
How many copies of Nikki Chronicles have been sold?
That is a really good question. I don't have an answer, but I'm close to 500.
I was about to say, I know it's over 100. And this book came out when?
June of this year, June 2023.
And it's not even November?
Not yet.
Bitch, that is amazing.
Yeah, that's really good.
Because you
That's
are
awesome.
also married. You also have 3 children. You also have a full-time job. You also have a weekly hosting gig. You also have events within that weekly hosting that
And
are
PTA
scattered.
president. Huh?
Oh, yeah, PTA president.
Yeah.
And you done hustle 500 books out your trunk.
Close to, yeah. Having a
That is
platform to
amazing.
stand on every week is such a cheat code to be able to do that, and that's why when I'm like, do the thing, because the thing leads to the other thing that leads to the other thing.
And you don't know that, like, I feel like, excuse me, even the open mic, that opened so many doors for you. Before you were an author, just as an artist.
I agree.
Because you sang the national anthem at the Royal Stadium.
Yeah, a couple times.
I mean, that's not something everybody gets to
Give
do.
your flowers, girl.
Sporting
Give your
Casey.
flowers.
I think it's very similar to like pushing sex toys and then becoming an intimacy coach, where it's like you have this.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
And not only does it make sense, but it's like your mind now gets opened up to things in that vein.
And then
Vain.
Yeah, because now as an intimate, now you have the tools to be able to coach someone
Yes.
on like, well, did you try that? Well, that seems really intimidating. Okay, well, let's try this. And
Yeah.
all these options.
we gonna figure it out.
And that's how I felt. If I have something and I just need to pour it out, I have to pour all this stuff out into the world.
Right.
And
Because your
just,
passion. Yeah.
So you're talking about fucking and sucking in Nikki's Chronicles.
I thought you were gonna say, "Is that your passion?"
I know it is already on her passion.
That's not my passion.
That's all she do all day.
Nikki Chronicles is very steamy. Towards the end of the pod, I'm happy to find a passage to read, so that you can get a little.
So you can get a little moist.
Moist. Exactly.
So you have a message for young people that are putting things off. What about authors? What message would you have for someone who's even thinking about writing?
Do it.
Do it.
Even if you don't publish, like you have an ISBN code on the back and you're trying to sell it. And I just had this conversation the other day. if you have something you want to see it, you can write a book and bind it and make it look beautiful and only have one copy. Sometimes it's just the act of doing the thing to get it out.
To get the results.
Well, if you have a story, like let's say you want to tell your life story and you feel like really heavy, once you pour your life story out into a book, you don't have to sell it. You don't
just
even have
did. You
went,
got rid of it.
Exactly.
And that's, I think, absolutely has nothing to do with it, but absolutely does, just as far as mental health is concerned.
Period.
A lot of people hold a lot of things in, and talking about it helps. Some people don't want to talk, so they can write about it, but it's just a release.
I agree.
And that release, as a creative, I guess, could, with someone who's interested in, like she said, just do it. Was it expensive to write a book?
Yeah. My investment was about $800, just like spending money on things. That's not including, of course, my own time, which it's invaluable, honey.
Yeah, because who gets paid for that?
Right. But yeah, so, people are like, oh, when are you releasing the audiobook, which that should be coming soon as well. But I have to recoup the money that I spent to do the thing. So I bought 10 ISBN numbers. That's a couple $100. I started an LLC. That's a couple $100. My editor has a package deal. That was a couple $100. So, a couple $100 here and there just starts to add
But that
up.
also wasn't all at the same time either, right?
Correct.
So
the biggest chunk for me was starting an LLC and buying the ISBN numbers.
And why is that? What is an ISB number? I see you pointed to your PC on the back.
Yeah, so this code is what associates you with the Library of Congress. So this is forever my intellectual property if I have an ISBN number.
Okay.
If you decided to, like I mentioned before, just get the book out, but you wanted to make sure that no one stole your intellectual property, you can just buy one ISBN number. It's like $30 or something like that. Just so that your property is registered
Belongs
with the
to you.
Library of Congress, so you can sue anyone that tries to take your intellectual property.
So you bought 10, meaning you could use that for 10 different products.
Right.
Okay. Was it expensive to start your online store?
No.
No. What?
Just research.
Research, because Google is your friend for
Your
sure.
friend.
So what is involved with that?
Just finding an affiliate and just reach out and see if they want to work with you.
And what's an affiliate?
Someone who distributes sex toys.
Oh, okay. Have you ever thought of just making your own, since you have so much expertise with utilizing
But
them?
it takes money and cash.
Right. Lots of capital.
Yes.
100% silicone, that's money.
Yeah. That's why I said one day, possibly, I'm going to have those type of parties where you can make your own dildo, but that's in the making.
Have you ever done like the passion parties? Even just with the products that
Never
you have?
signed up with Passion Party because I wanted to basically run my own and do my
that's
So
own.
a
passion
brand.
party,
Passion party
is
is
a
a
brand.
brand.
It's
Yeah.
not a thing. Okay,
Yeah, it's
I
a
only
brand.
knew it was a thing.
Yeah, it's a brand. So, yeah, I want to do my own thing. So that's why I didn't choose Passion Parties.
So it wasn't very expensive to get the store started. You essentially had to find someone who would produce the items that you would
Yeah.
sell. Did you have to pay for the website?
No.
Oh, they did everything?
Yes, I gave everything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what else? We talked about possibly starting to create your own. What else would you want to go? What else? Identifying sex toys, pleasure pusher, intimacy coach. What's your goal? What are your goals with your brand?
To educate for one, because that's a biggest thing. The reason why I got into the business is because we don't know a lot. So I started it as an educational piece, and then I love sex toys.
Do you love
So-
sex?
Huh?
I mean, because we talked a lot about masturbation and
Yes.
self-pleasing, but does that also mean that you?
Pleasing and teasing.
Okay.
Pleasing and teasing.
Okay, so that's your forte. Just
Yeah.
wondering, because some people aren't necessarily into
Actual
what
sex,
yeah,
they like
so
to-
Yeah.
the education piece is important.
Oh,
So
yeah.
have you ever thought about working with, like we talked about, being in school not knowing these things? Have you ever thought about doing anything of
Reaching
that
out.
nature to
Oh,
the
yeah.
youth?
That would be interesting. Yeah, that would be. Cause
I'm
I
an
think
event planner, y'all. My
we-
brain just be going.
And social media is real. You can just
Yes.
create like 1-minute videos about how to do the thing.
Do you think that, so you are bi, do you think that the size of someone's penis has any effect on the pleasure outcome? Rayla, I wasn't even talking to you. You're making so much noise in that mic right now.
I mean, some people.
How big is that?
I don't know. It can be 5 inches. It can be
There's some
6
measure
inches.
tape somewhere.
No, I mean, I think size matter. I think with size matter to some people. I'm not gonna say everybody. 'Cause
To you, does it matter?
I used to be a size queen, so I did.
And now you're not.
I mean, it depends.
So
It
I'm
just
just
depends on
from
if the
an
person knows what
intimacy
they're doing.
coach, a vulva pleaser perspective. What does size have to do with the experience?
No, that's what I was saying before. I was a size matter queen.
But now you're not.
No.
So what's the difference?
But what do you mean? What's the difference?
Why does it matter? Why did it matter before and it
Oh,
doesn't
it's like
now?
I said, when you know better, you do better.
Okay,
so
so
when you have experience with different people, and the size was not a factor, then
size does not matter to you.
a little bit. I'm not gonna don't put me in a box. That's one thing I don't like.
She wanted to show up with this.
No, don't put me in a box because listen,
penis.
size do matter
Okay,
to an
so
extent.
micro penis.
I mean,
This is a micro.
no, we're not
A
doing
woman's
that.
pleasure center is about 4 inches.
I mean,
inside.
because sometimes.
4?
Yeah, so you can be 4 inches inside.
Oh, this is not 4 inches.
I didn't say that.
But so if this was the thing, like
So yeah, size matter to an extent. I mean, like I said, it all depends on how you want to be pleased, and you know.
you're not helping any. Does size matter to you?
I think that was a great. I'm going to give
It
a very
is.
similar
You
answer.
can't put nobody in the box because if I say size don't matter and all I want is clit stimulation,
Then it don't even matter.
It don't even matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Touche.
Because I mean, like I said, a lot of people don't like penetration. Hence, that's why we have lesbian women who are not or touch me nots.
Mm-hmm.
You
What's
know, 'cause
that?
it means they don't want penetration.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not all about the peen and the puss.
So you're bisexual. You're heterosexual. What does size matter to you?
It's hard to answer that from my perspective.
Okay, maybe
Because
like so.
I'm
What I'm getting at is you know a lot about the act of sex and then the act of intimacy, which we're discovering are two different things, right? So a lot of people, I feel like that's always kind of like everything else we talked about, we did or didn't know. Like that was important. You had to have a big dick. You had to see a big dick. You couldn't pull out your pants and have like, it wasn't no showing and growing and none of that. It was like a big dick. Yeah, that was a thing. And I've had large penises that were narrow, that were absolute fucking trash. Like they could be this long, but they're narrow as fuck. So you can't even touch my walls. That's crazy. I've had short penises that were girthy as fuck. So y'all laughing because I'm being real. Listen,
I'm
this
not laughing.
Black and
I'm
Vocal
laughing
as
because
fuck is about us being transparent and telling y'all what we know and sharing our experiences with her. I done had some little bitty dicks. I had a dick that to the point where he was like, man, I know that situation was fucked up. Can I try it again? No, nigga, you cannot. You already knew it. And we was fucking in the car because we weren't supposed to be fucking anyway. So no. No
Wait,
thanks.
you're talking about you went from a little penis to did he come fat? Is that I'm confused. That's
Okay, no, I'm saying the large skinny penis was trash.
Okay.
The small penis, I don't know what the fuck his problem was. But I've had in between, but I've had a relationship with someone who really wasn't well endowed, but my emotional connection to that person made that part not matter.
Or it wasn't. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So and you kind of talked about maybe you want clit stimulation and not
Right,
penetration.
right.
So clit stimulation, you don't need anything
No.
Right.
driving up into your back.
No.
You can orgasm and you can have pleasure without. So I think it's just a
size
thing.
matter.
The size matter. And Sharayla still hasn't answered the fucking question.
I mean, I'm an American. Bigger is always better.
But
But bigger can be too much. So that's why.
Well, no, I've definitely had big that's too much. But have you ever had big that just wasn't good?
Yes.
Okay, so that's all I'm trying to say. Just because
I've been trying to tell.
big,
It
it doesn't mean that person can please you.
Right.
They might be able to please somebody else.
That part.
And that's important too. I just had a whole conversation yesterday that was super depth, but we're not going to get into it. But essentially, we were kind of discussing like, just because I wasn't pleased with something that you gave me doesn't mean that Tish won't be pleased with
Right.
it, or that
Everything
Rayla
ain't for
won't.
everybody.
Correct.
Hence, all
There
the
may
time.
be a micro penis, and if you only want stimulation, I'm trying to get into that shit. I need to buy one. Why is it two? You need one for both hands?
You got two
ride
cheeks,
a
don't you?
horse.
You have two cheeks.
Gosh. All I'm saying is somebody might be okay with this. Somebody might be okay with this.
Right.
This might be too much for somebody because I've been in situations where motherfucker was like, "You're fucking me too hard, and it's too much, and it's going too far and too deep." And so this wouldn't be okay with them, but maybe they needed this. I don't know. And then there's the crack pipe that's like in between. Like, so everybody's different.
Right.
When you have children,
Literally.
don't know if you guys know, but children come out of pussies. Like, that kind of opens up your walls. And, so it might be a little deeper. So you can't be mad if he don't have this when your coochie this big.
Mine is not. I just want to go
You had 2 bio kids.
on
so-
record.
Was that a C-section?
No,
Okay, so yours is a little big.
I just want to go on record as saying it's
But you're off the market, so it's not even necessary for you to tell these people.
right. But listen,
So, but now you're just
she
trying to shut me up.
she trying to sully my name. You know what I'm saying? I feel a hit dog or holler. Listen,
Does that make a difference though? Like, am I tripping? Like, if you have,
sex was different for me after kids. Sure, it was
Yeah.
different.
What about though? Like, it's men that don't like vagina because it's just too much room.
Or it's too tight.
Why
Or
is
it's
it
too
too
loose.
tight? Because you ain't had enough sex.
No, some people are just built tighter than smaller than others.
A lot. I think another stigma was like, if your shit was loose, you'd be fucking a lot.
Right. And
Is that
that's
necessarily the case?
No, not at all.
Are there things that you can do to, if you do be fucking a lot, or if your shit is a little loose? Do men say that? Do y'all tell women they shit's too
They
loose?
should do the pelvic.
It's sort of too
or
hard.
too tight?
But what can
like relax? Sometimes that you be too
Oh,
tight
I
because
get,
you're
I
not.
hear
You're
that
tense.
shit all
Like,
the fucking time. Like, I am relaxed. Okay.
that sounds like a podcast on it.
Relax that pussy. So, what can women do that have vaginas that have had a lot of action or may just have a larger canal? What's that called? What is it called? Like the tunnel. The tunnel of your pussy.
That's your actual vagina. I
Yeah.
Is
believe.
it? Okay, so you got a
But
large
the
pussy?
Kegel, the Kegel exercise helps.
And what are those?
And I should have brought some.
She
bento
fired.
balls?
The Kegel balls,
Kegel
yeah.
balls,
Benoit balls.
So you put balls in your coochie and then
And
do
you
what?
clench on it to kind of
I
like
just
hold to
did
keep
it.
it in there.
Can you do it without Kegel balls? So is it like, do you do it?
Like shutting off your pee stream.
Doing it right now.
I'm doing. All right, wait. 1, 2. Oh, okay. On 3.
Okay.
You ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh,
And
that
you just
kind of makes me
clench
excited.
that muscle that cuts off the pee.
Is that supposed to turn me on?
Can I just
It
say
can.
that's one of the things when I was like, you don't have to be physically touched to climax. There are things like
That
that.
you can.
If you're like squeezing and you go real tight and like let it go, like you can feel sensations.
I just did it again.
You can make yourself like have these
Aroused.
sensations.
Wow.
Anyway.
But does anybody know that? Does everybody know that?
I don't think they.
I don't think they do.
I think you have a bigger job than you think.
I think you're right.
Education.
Have you ever orgasmed? Have you ever orgasmed without penetration?
Oh yeah.
Well, no. Okay, no.
You mean with another person?
Have you ever orgasmed without
With just
Being
your hands.
touched?
without
just your
with
hand.
with no hands,
Without being touched.
without being touched?
It is a goal. It's a personal goal.
I'll talk to you after the show. I got some tips. What about you?
Yes.
Have you?
Yeah.
I did it. What do you mind saying? What'd you do without no hands? What'd you do?
I mean, we
that
have
made
good
you orgasm?
imagination, so I mean.
So you just imagine something
Yeah.
and you orgasm.
Yeah.
That is a great segue right back to Nikki Chronicles. No, for real. But that's the imagination piece.
Uh-huh.
And now they have audible erotic stories, erotica. They have black erotica, or it's just like black people reading about black bodies.
Yeah.
So don't feel like, it's always like her golden flowing hair, like, oh, I'm automatically turned off. I don't want to hear about no white
I don't want to
girls.
hear about this Caucasian. We have nothing against Caucasian women. Okay.
Not at all. I want it to reflect what I look like, though, or somebody that I know.
So
and
you want
related
nigga
to.
nappy curl C? Okay.
4C,
Y'all want me to tell
baby.
y'all what made me orgasm
I would
without
love to
being
hear it.
touched?
I would love to hear it.
You want to guess?
Without being touched at all?
Mm-hmm.
A drug.
No drugs.
What?
You want to guess?
I don't know. Go
Okay. Watching my partner with someone else.
Oh, and you didn't touch yourself at all?
Mm-mm. I don't even know if I was watching. I think I was listening.
No, is it more of a mental orgasm or a physical? Or you know what?
No, it was physical for fucking sure. But
That's cool.
I again, we're polyamorous. I have compersion. I enjoy seeing my partner.
Oh, now who's using words?
Go Google that
Compersion?
shit. Google that shit. Don't grab that phone. It's gonna fuck up my audio.
I know.
Where's the phone at? So yeah, and I have become much more into and that. Not saying masturbation did it, but you know that kind of tells you more about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about
Wait,
What
were
about-
you gonna tell yours?
No, she didn't want to tell. So what about squirting? What is squirting pee?
Scientists have said a percentage of it is, but
Is urine?
Not all of it, no.
It's not. So what makes a woman squirt? And can all women squirt, in your opinion?
I mean, I can't say, I'm not going to play with anybody in a box, but I think that,
She don't like boxes.
I don't put me in no box.
she likes some box.
Hold on. Insert Roddy Rich song.
I'm gonna give you away
In the box. The 80s.
No, I think, no. Okay, what was the question?
Have you ever orgasmed
went to the
without
box,
being touched?
right?
No,
Right,
we talked
without
about
being
that. Sharetta
touched.
trying to punk you
And
into
then
answer.
she
we
said,
started
"No,
talking
it was the
about-
squirting one."
See,
Can
she-
everyone?
Oh, squirters.
Sorry,
Can all women squirt?
I don't think all women can squirt.
Okay. It's squirt
I think
pee.
they can.
I don't think it's all the way pee.
But you think it's some pee?
No.
That's what scientists have
said all the
said.
way
There's a
pee, so
percentage
what's-
of
No,
it.
she said all the way pee.
No, she said some.
No, they said a percentage of
A
it.
percentage, yeah. I believe it's a percentage.
Okay. You think every woman can squirt?
Yeah.
You squirted all your life?
No,
Do you
I
squirt?
never said
You
I
think
did.
every woman can squirt?
I think they can.
Shout out to Murph from my last episode too.
There's something wrong with them physically. That's not every woman.
I think that most women that are
Me.
that are completely intact.
Okay.
Okay, I think that every woman that has all her body parts and that is able to whatever, they have the ability to, because of how it can be stimulated.
How it can be.
So
Right.
can you
So,
squirt?
yeah.
Yeah, it can happen.
It ain't happened though.
Oh yeah, it's happened.
It's happened. Okay, cool.
I gotta think about how my husband gonna hear these answers. Okay, go ahead.
Oh my.
I mean, certain positions too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I found out there's a button.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
And that's what I mean. That's why I think every woman can, but you have to really be free. I mean,
I think
But
freedom.
it's not also penetration. Again.
Well, no,
Right,
that button does
right.
not have to be penetration.
Right,
It could
right,
be a
right.
tongue, it could be a finger, it could be a toy, it could be anything. But if you don't know you have a button, number one, that's the
Yeah.
problem. I never knew I had a button. I didn't see this shit on porn because I hate fucking porn because
I
I'm too busy
do.
criticizing everything that's
it's
going
so
wrong.
trash.
It's so
but some of the
Tyler
women produce,
Perry-ish.
some
It's
of the
so-
women produced is like softer and feels more natural.
So we need to go in. Okay. So there's a button, number one, ladies. There is a button. Is there a name of your? That's
The
that's
G-spot?
not your G spot, is it?
I think it is.
It's the G spot.
It is okay. It's a G spot, but it is the G spot. But that G spot is the same thing that can make you orgasm, but it has to be hit a different way to make like it. The
Or maybe it's the A spot.
I don't know that it's the G spot.
I think it might be A. I follow 100 Days of Summer on Instagram, and he has all the tips and tricks.
On how to do it,
Yeah.
and
How to
doing
get
it and
to
doing it well.
Ooh.
So you think every woman can, you don't think everybody can. I think now that I know what I know, and a woman actually taught me. A woman made me squirt for the first time ever. And then when I knew it,
Right.
mind blown.
I don't even know. You're right.
Then it's fucking on like Donkey Kong. Like it's no
I remember
fucking
once
stopping
before
this shit.
Sean was married.
Don't be talking about BA before Abe.
No. She was like, "Sorry, I was late, y'all. I had to masturbate." No. It was a mark on your breast. You had your cleavage out, and I was like, "What is that?" He was like, "Oh, I was sucking on my titties when I was masturbating the other day." You don't even remember this, do you?
No.
Yes, and I was like, "Yo, she is wild." I was like, "Oh."
Rayla, you can't do that. Yours aren't big enough.
I know.
Poor thing.
Thank you for having empathy and sympathy.
So women, you can squirt. You have to be familiar with your body or have a partner that's more familiar with your body, but it's a thing. Don't know if it's pee or not. I guess the jury's still out on that shit. It don't matter to me. I just know it's a level. My hysterectomy too. When they took my coochie, that actually heightened my everything.
Ask you that.
Yes.
Like the sensitivities?
Yeah, but the flip side is some people start getting dry.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
That's
what you hear.
that's
yeah.
when they take everything. So I had a partial. But yeah, oh my God, that shit was dope. Like, take my coochie as many times as y'all want.
Yeah, he's
Oh
invested.
no, he's tired. Okay.
From taking the coochie.
He gotta take the coochie all the time. He don't even be wanting it. I'll just be like, here.
Take that, take that, take that.
Did take that. You gonna read us some?
I was supposed to be finding a passage, wasn't I?
That's not your special book. Okay, so while she's looking for her passage, we didn't talk about these last.
Oh, okay.
situations
So
over
this
here.
will get more into the kinky side of the freaky side.
What is it?
This right here is a spreader bar. So your ankles will go in here, and your wrists will go in here.
What the fuck? Do it move?
No, but no, they do have some that will adjust.
So how am I
Ow.
gonna put my feet here and my hands?
No,
here?
your ankles. This goes around your ankles.
That's my foot.
Your ankles.
Your face.
And then your
So I
feet.
gotta be like this.
Yeah, and then legs up if they want to have
Like
a leg.
straight.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
Or if you're laying down.
oh.
Yeah.
But I'm not that
So
flexible.
this basically.
But if
just
you're
to
laying
keep
down and you just put your legs and your hands up, and
Right.
like a bug, like a dead bug.
I want one of them. Okay, what's that?
Okay, these wonderful things are called floggers.
Okay, I've heard of those.
So yeah, if you like the little spanking, a little,
Do they really
whipping.
hurt? Is that leather?
Yeah.
I remember the first time I tried to whoop my son because he did something. I got a belt and I ended up hitting myself with it because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So I feel like I
That's a
fucked
belt.
myself
These
up.
are floggers. Or paddles. Yeah, this is for flogging. The handcuffs,
Is it a key?
There is a key.
Okay.
But there's also a button. These are not like real handcuffs. And blindfolding.
Okay.
If you like a little
Okay. I like the
blindfold.
kinky shit.
I love
Kink
the
me
kinky.
out.
Supposedly, you ain't even know about anal beads.
Right.
I'm not, man, I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't squirting. I
So do
wasn't
you,
coming.
so
I
do
wasn't
you
doing shit.
do ass play?
Huh?
Do you do ass play?
Hell no, because I thought I was going to shit. I already talked about
Oh,
this.
okay. But I mean, are you open to ass?
Yeah, I'm open to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm open to it. But we going to have to start, we need a bead smaller than this. Like,
That
where's the
is
micro
small.
mini bead?
I'm sure you've had some
I've
some
definitely,
shits
yes,
that have
I've
been
had
I mean,
bigger.
that's smaller than a finger.
I've had
so-
stimulation there before. And it was actually enjoyment. But I couldn't start, here.
No.
That's the
But I would feel
Sort of
like
gap-
defeated
that's
if
right.
I feel like a punk bitch if I had to start here. Like, nah, you
Why?
a bitch. Man, take it like a man.
Oh, you're not.
Oh, Lord.
You're a woman.
This patriarchal
Right.
society.
Anyway, I'm about to say they
Graduate.
can't take pain no way. We take way more pain than men ever could ever think.
You gotta graduate up.
Okay. Let's hear. Okay, so this is Nikki Chronicles Part 1.
Okay.
She about to talk sexy, y'all. So be quiet.
Yeah,
Get
listen.
your wine.
I can't read it normally because
Get your smoke. Get your drink in your cup.
Get your Mary Jane.
I'm about to come. And hearing him yell like that in his accent. See, he was from London. It was wild. He was going ham on my ass and he slowly inserted a finger. I loved a finger in the ass on occasion. And by now he knew how my breathing changed when I was about to orgasm. But this one, it felt different. I think I'm a squirt. I'm sorry. I can't. Oh. I squirted right in that nigga face and he lapped that shit up like it was nectar from the gods. Looking up, I think I saw somebody watching us through the small crack in the door. He was stroking his dick. We made eye contact again. And instead of looking away in embarrassment like I thought he would, he unzipped his pants and pulled it out and kept stroking. The weight of his dick looked so heavy between the two doors, it just plopped out of his pants. My eyes got big as saucers because I don't know if I was seeing what I was really seeing. It just happened so fast. I was so stunned from the orgasms and the weed that I just assumed that this was a figment of my post-ecstasy imagination before I rolled off his face and turned it around to face him. I'll just stop there.
Okay, give me a minute.
Black Erotica. So writing this too, I will say, I was like, I might be an intimacy coach because there's so much research I felt like I had to do to really understand things that even I don't do, but that someone else would do. And are there tools? There's a big sex toy
Live
scene in this
research?
book.
Alright.
Not live research, but
Man,
Google.
you are so boring.
I'm nursing a child talking about, okay, how do you whip somebody without?
You need a flogger from
I'm saying,
teasemepink.com.
talking about, no, it wasn't no real research. I'm nursing a kid. I'm taking care. No real
Fuck them
research.
kids, man.
That's how I feel.
So, 500 books. So within approximately an extremely short period of time. What is next for Rayla?
I'm so excited to start on volumes 2 and 3 at the same time.
Damn.
Because should I say that?
Yeah, do it. Exclusive.
One is gonna exclusive. One of them is gonna be a prequel as to how Nikki got where she is. And I'm so excited about it because she's been telling me like how she got like this. Not that it's a bad thing how she is, but like how she feels, the way she feels about sex and sexuality. And so I'm really excited for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. What about everything else? We already know you're a singer. I don't know that you didn't sing today. I'm not really sure why. You sent me your bio. You talked about the song selection. I never knew that before.
What song selection?
You talked about the way you pick some of the songs are, more feminine and more about physical. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I'm a feminist, a womanist. Shout out to Bell Hooks, and I really want to be able to center women to have self-pleasure and to like do the things that bring them joy. And so there are, I have a little raunchy section. I sing every first Friday at the Blue Room here in Kansas City, Missouri on 18th and Vine.
Historical.
And so the very first set, traditional R&B, jazz, whatever. But the second set, I really try to get some nasty, dirty, filthy
Rayla,
songs.
I bet $5 you won't hit us with a 30-second partition excerpt. I bet.
I owe you $5.
So now y'all gotta fly to Kansas City,
Fly to
drive
KC.
to 18th and Vine, and see her at one of her shows.
Yeah.
Okay, so volumes 2 and 3 coming out of Nikki Chronicles.
Still hosting events. I got things coming up, hosting events, and the thing that I really love, as you know, is to be able to be a part of an open mic. Just an environment where anything can happen. You just don't know who's going to come to the stage at
off the dome,
whatever they're going to do. And so continuing to do that and try to keep live music alive here in Kansas City. I really see that as one of my claims to fame. It makes me so proud to be a part of that community like that. But yeah. Still writing.
I am so happy that you are following the dreams you didn't even know you had. I am so happy that you are back on the scene and embracing your talents that should not go unused and untapped. And I am your biggest supporter. You already know.
Don't start.
Now, whenever you divorce your husband, you want to get married to me and my husband. We're ready for you.
Noted.
I love you, Stephanie.
They really do love
I'm
you.
not trying to recruit her. All right, tease me pink.
Yes, ma'am.
What you got up? What's your next step?
I was
Where we
saying
gonna
to do
see
more
you at?
education out here in these streets.
More
But no,
education.
I need to actually be more on my social media. I do have a Tease Me Pink Instagram.
We will include those those tags is for Rayla as well. All her contact information if you guys want to book her, host her for anything. She's definitely available. I'm her manager. I get a slight percentage of any bookings. So I'll let you, girl. So just getting more in tune with education
Yes, the education piece.
and pushing the products, the
More of
Vulva
a pussy
Pleasure.
pusher, yes.
You need a song name. You need a song. You sure you don't want to sing?
Pleasure.
That'd be dope to
make
take
a
us out.
jingle, yes. I need
You don't
a
want to
Tease Me
take us
Pink
out on
jingle.
partition?
No, that sounds crazy just doing that
No.
acapella.
Can you do this and then you can hold the mic like driver roll up the partition?
Look how good you did.
No, but I can't
You can tell
sing.
you was front row seeing Beyonce.
Or do you know what my favorite song is that you could do? You already know.
No, I
Hit me
don't.
with Jilly from Philly. And the Roots.
And that's how you're going to take the show
You're going
out.
to take it
We're gonna
out.
take it. We're gonna ride it on out.
What am I doing? The verse?
Yes.
Okay.
I heard a little bit, girl. You can sing. Come on.
Hold
now.
on. You
she
want
was
me
on
to do
Michelle
the
A
beat?
earlier.
No, I was this mic. If you are worried about where I've been or who I saw or what club I went to with the homies, baby, don't worry, you know that you. Somebody told me that this planet was small. We used to live in the same building on the same floor and never met before until I'm overseas on tour and peep this Ethiopian king from Casey taking classes abroad. He studying film, photo, flash, focus, record. He said he working on a flick and could my click through the score. He said he loved my show in Paris at Elysee Moore and that I stepped off the stage and took a piece of his heart.
Hey, that's my girl.
All right.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to episode 3 of Black and Vocal as Fuck, the Black Erotica edition. If you want to contact Tease Me Pink or Rayla, all their contact information will be in the comments section. Please like, subscribe, share. Let me know what y'all think about Black and Vocal as Fuck, what y'all think about Prince Mary. What's my name?
Sister Mary Jane.
I need to take a shot from my holy water. Yeah, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Peace.
She's black and vocal, 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 vocal. She's black and vocal as fuck, vocal, vocal. She's black and vocal, 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 vocal. She's black and vocal as fuck, vocal, vocal as fuck.